It means a lot. It's always an honor to receive such an award from a prestigious organization like the Case Center, especially given it was assessed by an expert panel, and so we are delighted to receive it. I also think it's very important for us, and it means a lot because we walk the talk. It's interesting because the case is about collaboration, the case is about kind of how different players can work together, and I think in this case, that's what we did. It was a lot of collaboration within INSEAD because it was kind of me, Michael Offer, all the people working for the case services at the school, and also the collaboration between us and TAG Heuer. So we are very pleased and appreciative of this award. So I think there are a number of reasons. I think the first one is I've been studying and following this industry for a long time. So we've been studying and discussing the case of the Swiss watch industry for many years. But then, more recently, what happened was a huge transformation in the industry. So it was very interesting to see how the Swiss watch industry was facing the disruption brought by connected watches. And one company that was really a pioneer in this was TAG Heuer. So industry, company who was kind of a fast mover and a pioneer in this. And third, really having the protagonist, who Jean-Claude Bevet, who is really a legend and a veteran in this industry, really providing us company access, coming to campus, talking to the students. So I think it was pretty much a number of kind of good ingredients you want to have in the case. And I would even add, what was fascinating was also to observe the decision, very clear decision of launch or not launch a connected watch as it was still evolving. So I think, yeah, we have all those reasons to choose TAG. I think what I like most is really taking the students out of their comfort zone. Because when you come to a class, and when you come to a class as diverse as a class we have here at INSEAD, and you have a concrete decision that the students have to take based on the case, very soon students start to see that they have very different opinions, very different takes on what should be done. And then each of them, they have to kind of be able to discuss, to talk to the other students, and somehow I think this takes them out of the comfort zone. I think it's also interesting because it shows a much more ambiguous world in terms of decision making, which is more similar to the real world. So many times our students will be discussing this case in some of their kind of final months or weeks here at INSEAD, and I think a case and a case method particularly shows, put them on the shoes of the protagonists. And I also think what's interesting as an instructor in the case method, you learn a lot because each time you teach it, you're going to learn from different students how they see it. So I think it's a beautiful learning journey, not only for the students but also for the instructors. Yes and no, because I think if you ask me about the mechanics of case writing, does it get easier? With experience, do you learn how to write better cases or do it more efficiently? Yes, I think the mechanics is true, it gets easier. When it comes to company access, when it comes to really finding what's the right angle for a case, I think each case has its own idiosyncrasies, is always challenging. And I think is also, if you think about what's coming next in terms of what we think about a case, and also as a case package, which is the case of TAG Heuer, is we also now not doing just the written case, you have all the supporting videos, you have the case website. So I think on the one hand, the very basic kind of case writing mechanics, I think gets easier. I think company access is always as challenging, but also very promising when it works well. And third, I think what's going to be more and more frequent is the challenge of writing not only the single case or just the written case, but having a number of supplemental materials to come to go with the case. I think it's because it's both pervasive, it's happening everywhere, across industries, across countries, but also because it brings a lot of uncertainty. So I think part of why people are interested and want to talk about it is because they don't know. They really, and you see a variety of different companies, and some of them are more advanced than others, but I wouldn't say that any of them has already kind of nailed it and say, you know, we are completely sure how to deal with disruptive change. So I think it is a topic that is ongoing. Kind of those cases are live cases. I think they apply to many different industries, many different geographies, and they have this combination of being very important at the same time, not having a clear answer yet. I will also add one point to this, which I think the TAG Heuer case is an example, is sometimes we think about disruptive change and we only think about startups, and we think about very young kind of kids out of Silicon Valley creating new companies. I think what this case shows is also that disruptive change is affecting a lot of the very well-established traditional companies like TAG Heuer, right? Swiss luxury, kind of a very well-established company. And also is a challenge not only for the young generation, for the millennials, but also for the very kind of the veterans in this industry. And I think in this case, our protagonist, it shows, and he shows, right, that disruptive change can be successfully done also by veterans like him.